For the English subtitles, press the subtitle button. Hello to a new episode of Reptil TV. My intro animal is a juvenile giraffe male. There are many distribution areas for the leopard. This is now Djangoa. The funny thing is, I have several of them here and have been trying to pick out the prettiest one the whole time. In the terrarium, their colors are so vibrant that they catch your eye. And when you take them out, they either turn completely dark or this one gets whiter and whiter. It's a bit of a shame. He looks even more beautiful when he's not stressed by me and held in front of the camera, but still, he is a stunning animal. I am Chameleon pardalis, my intro animal for you. Today's topic is the first highlights of 2024. By that, I don't mean that these are any babies from this year, but we are getting some animals in, or we still have animals from last year. I just want to show you the 5 coolest animals I currently have. And we start here with this piebald tiger python. Anyone who knows me knows I'm into color mutations. And of all the color mutations, I would say the piebalds are the most beautiful and spectacular. And now, for a few years, we also have these piebald tiger pythons. Here I have a pretty specimen, not necessarily high white. What makes it special is that it still has some changes in the pattern if you take a look here. This grey mixed in, the light mixed in, maybe a bit paradoxical. I find it a wonderfully beautiful animal. Young tiger pythons are unfortunately always a bit nasty at first. When they are big, they are calm and gentle. But the young ones, can you hear him hissing? But now he's hissing again. He also greeted me nicely when I took him out. Nevertheless, beautiful animals. Don't let them annoy you when they nip as babies. That will completely settle down. And as I said, the piebald is a highlight for me. Then we have here a pretty animal from the tree monitors, Reisinger's monitor. We also did an episode on them where we showed the eyes of these reisingeris. This here is an adult male. I think tree monitors are truly terrarium animals that we will see much more of in the future, because they are really great terrarium pets as breeding animals. They are manageable in size, wonderfully beautiful animals, and are generally not shy or difficult to handle. I really find them to be a fantastic terrarium animal. I think we will see quite a bit more of them in the coming years. For me, they are definitely one of the top 5 animals this year. Of course, a king python also has to be in my top 5. In this case, I thought if I came here with something like a sunset piebald or something spectacular breeding-wise, that might be a bit boring. I chose this fire Enchi female for you simply because she is so spectacularly large. She weighs 5 kilo. I think in length, if I hold her in front of me, she is probably as long as I am, so she must be around 170, 180 meters. As I said, 5 kilo. Right now is mating season, so the females are particularly thick and massive, which makes them a bit larger. I'm even out of breath from this big snake. So for king pythons, this is absolutely an exceptional animal. Extremely large, so that you all might be scared. For heaven's sake, your king pythons will be as big as this one here. I think this is truly an exceptional animal, and that's why she is in my top 5. Then we go from quite large back to very small. Not everything has to be spectacularly large to make it into the top rankings. This is Paroedura Masobe, known as Gecko in German. I wouldn't know any other name. You probably all know Paroedura from the Paroedura pictus, the Madagascar giant head gecko, and this is Paroedura Masobe. Unlike the pictus, which are really well known and bred massively in the terrarium hobby, these Masobe are tree dwellers. You can probably see that from their body structure or those long clawed feet that they live more in the branches. They are still a very rare gecko, listed under CITES Appendix B because they are so rare. Beautiful, the black with the white spots and stripes. I find it really beautiful. For me, a highlight among geckos. I've never had them before. This is the first time I own these animals. Unfortunately, they are already sold. If any of you say, "Can I have them?" they are promised to go abroad. Paroedura Masobe, definitely one of my top 5 animals. And lastly, and perhaps intentionally last or in first place, my highlight, or one of my highlights this year, perhaps the number 1 highlight, is this banded monitor, Varanus salvator albino. This albino line is called Snow Albino because it is particularly bright. We just received him a few days ago. I think we first need to make sure that the old skin comes off a bit. We don't need to nurse him in terms of health. He is definitely in tip-top shape. But in terms of appearance, with this skin on, we need to make sure we get the skin off nicely so that he can win beauty contests again. But otherwise, or not otherwise, but generally, beautiful animals. Salvator is always well behaved and decent, as you can see here. Curious, he just wants to climb around and see what's new. A beautiful guy, by the way, a male. One of my highlights this year. I'm curious about your feedback. You can post below what you liked best among the 5, or do you say there was nothing spectacular about it, or I found everything unremarkable, or I have much prettier things, or my highlight this year is this, that, or the other. I'm looking forward to your feedback. I'm excited. But for me, I think this guy is currently my favorite here.